Hey folks, this is Mr. MegaManFan. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. You know all the things to do. Notice anything different about this Dreamcast? Well, you should. First of all, the LED light is blue. That is a modification that I had done by Jesse of Ivory Tower Collections. Big thank you to Jesse, but what's more important than the blue LED, which matches my Mega Man aesthetic, is what you don't see or hear. He did the Noctua fan mod. I bought the fan and the kit and had him install them along with a new lithium battery so that the sound would not be loud and it would actually remember the date and time. I'm gonna get the camera right up in this BR, and do you hear that or do you not hear that? I mean, it's still running, but it is way quieter than it used to be. The original Dreamcast fans were loud AF and this one is not, so I'm pretty stoked about that. It's nice to get back to filming again. I had a lot to catch up on after a whole week without power, but now I'm ready to do some more stuff again like this, and what better way to celebrate having an upgraded and refurbished Dreamcast than some new Dreamcast titles. So I will open these boxes, which I believe are both Dreamcast. And if they're not, then this might be even more interesting. Let's just find out. And again, if this is the one I think it was recommended specifically to me by the aforementioned Jesse of Ivory Tower Collections, because he showed it off when he showed me my modified Dreamcast in a unlisted video. And here it is. Called DCX to play imports on your Dreamcast. It somehow fools the region protection with these grooves on the back, so when you boot with this disc you can swap in a out of region disc and it will work properly. And I do have a couple of Japanese imports that I just picked up from Ben's Game Zone, so we will try it with those. But before that, I want to get to this other Dreamcast game. Here it is. Power Stone for Dreamcast. I had the real thing, but it was in a reproduction case, and the colors just didn't look right on it. The reproduction was a pretty good one, but it was a little too bright compared to the real Dreamcast printing. So I'm going to try this one, and then we will try those imports. Well, it seems to work fine. And you know, whether or not you consider a Dreamcast collection complete without this, I think is entirely up to your own discretion. If you have a version of Power Stone, whether it's the All-Stars or the regular, that to me says you have a complete collection of all the available games. But if you want all the variants, if you're going for a complete, then you want 17 orange spine games. Some of them actually say Sega All-Stars on the disc themselves. A couple don't for some reason. And I've checked. I've done my research on those, and they just were printed that way for whatever reason, even though they came in the orange case, because if you open them shrink wrapped, they just say the name of the game without the Sega All-Stars label. Seems like it was kind of a slipshod operation by Sega there at the very end. I've got Tetris 4D. I'm not sure what qualifies it as four-dimensional. Does it move backward and forward through time? I don't know. I think that's probably just marketing hype. And Reverse Eye. Not exactly blowing the lid off of anything with a Reverse Eye game, but I wanted more than one import to try, so we've got two. I'll put this DCX disc in here, turn on the Dreamcast, and we will see if it gives us the swap. Quite noisy, but there we go. It's telling me to swap discs, so I can take out the DCX and can put in Tetris 4D. That seems like the more exciting of the two options that we can test. But I do like the fact that this opens up a whole world of Japanese games that I can import and play. And I think that's fun, because now that I'm done with the North American set, I need new things to explore. Well, that does seem to have done the trick. Elevator Starship Tetris 4D. Mode select. Okay, let's just go with classic and normal. And if there's any type of copyright match on this music, I'll have to mute the gameplay when I don't get any four-liners anymore. This game has a way of really screwing with you. There we go. See if I can get one more Tetris, and then I'll switch to Reverse Eye. By the way, the DCX disc runs about 40 to 50 bucks. Even when I've seen it in game stores and not on eBay, it tends to fetch about that price. So I'm guessing it's not super common, maybe slightly hard to find, but it really seems like the best way, other than modding a Dreamcast, to play imports. So it might just be worth it to spend the 50 bucks, unless you intend to put in an optical drive emulator and not even deal with physical media anymore. In which case, don't worry about a DCX, because you're not going to be playing discs, so it doesn't matter whether they're region locked or not. But for those of us who still want to play our discs, it's pretty handy. That to me is a successful test, so I'm going to take out Tetris 4D, put the DCX back in again, and we will try this other one, Reverse Eye. Woo! Can you feel the excitement of Reverse Eye? You're always trying to block your opponent's moves and not allow them to dominate the board. But you have to be very careful when you get to the edges, because you can't make a move beyond the edge to flip your opponent's tiles. So if you flip them and they flip you, then they can basically keep all the pieces at that point. But if you do it to them, you're golden. So you have to be a little strategic. But that's why it's practice mode. Alright, I've shown off imports on the Dreamcast, I've shown off my Dreamcast mods, and I think that's time to bid you all adieu and say this is Mr. MegaManFan Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and thank you to Jesse for giving me some sweet modifications. It's nice to have a Dreamcast that's not super noisy, and that blue LED is a treat. Plus, having date and time actually work now is also really nice. Thanks for watching.